Good day, guys. My name is Bright. We are going to build the Django custom authentication. Please, if you are watching me on TikTok, Instagram, you can watch this full tutorial on my YouTube channel. The link will be on the description below. I believe so much that you have a little knowledge about Python. Without wasting much of your time, let us begin. I'm going to use VS Code, but you are free to use any text editor of your choice. I am using Windows operating system. If you're Mac, Linux, you are free to watch this tutorial. I'm not going to do much design on this tutorial. I believe you are familiar with HTML and CSS. You can design it the way you want. We are going to create a virtual environment. We say Python -m venv followed by the name of your virtual environment. I'm going to call it env. Hit enter. You may also ask, why do we create virtual environment? We create virtual environment in order to have full control of the Python packages we installed, depending on their versions. You can do more research on virtual environments, okay? Now, as you can see, our virtual environment has been created. Now, we are going to install our packages. What do we need in this project? We need the Django. We are going to say pip install the Django. Hit enter. Okay, sorry. We are going to activate our virtual environment. We say env /scripts, okay? S with capital /activates. Then hit enter. Your virtual environment has been activated. Now install the Django. We say pip install the Django. Hit enter. DJANGO. Okay? Now our package is being installed. This depends on the fastness of your internet. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Remember, this is just the part 1. In this part 1, we are building user registration. Okay, our Django have been installed. Now we are going to create our project. We say the Django -admin start project followed by the name of your project. We are going to call it the Django custom auth. Hit enter. Now the project has been created. cd into the Django custom auth. To see what is inside, we say ls. You notice we have manage.py. Manage.py is what we use to create migrations and also run our server. You are going to hear me mentioning manage.py a lot. Just fasten your seatbelt. Take a glass of water and follow me step by step. Now we have created our project. We are going to start our app. In the Django, you can have as many apps as you want. To start your app, you said Python. As time goes on, you will hear me using py instead of Python. Manage.py start app, followed by the name of your app. We can call it custom auth app. Hit enter. Your app will be created in a moment. If you open the Django custom auth, you will see custom auth app, which is the app you just created. I clear my terminal. Now we can start our configuration. Open the Django custom auth. You will see settings.py. In this settings.py, we are going to configure our project. Remember, we are going to use HTML, so we are going to configure our template and also our CSS. To do this, we are going to first import OS, okay? Now we are going to register our app, scroll to installed apps, now followed by the name of your app. Ours, we call it custom auth app. With this, your app has been registered. If you are confused, you will notice that your app bears the same name with the folder. Check the folder. Now we are going to configure our template. To configure our template, scroll to the place where you will see template. Now we are going to say OS, say OS dot path dot join. Now in say base directory, okay, comma, then followed by the name of the folder that will contains your HTML. Okay, we are going to call it template. Now we are done over here. You can scroll down. We are going to configure our static folder. Come to the static. We are going to say static, okay, file underscore directories, okay. We want to say base directory. Then we want to call our folder static, okay. Static, okay. Now we are done with the configuration of our static folder. What we are going to do, we are going to create our models because we will still come back to this place. But before we do, we are going to create our model. To create your model, navigate into custom app, models.py, okay. We are going to do full importation. We are going to say from the Django auth model import we also need base user manager, and we also need permission. I think we'll be needing time zone. We are going to import time zone. Now we are going to start with this custom manager. We say class, okay? Now we are going to call it custom, okay? User manager, okay? Base user manager. Follow me step by step. In this place, be careful. Python entirely is case sensitive. We say create underscore user self email password is equal to none. Okay. We now call extra fields. We are going to make use of extra fields, okay? Underscore fields. We are going to say if not email, okay, raise what? Raise value error, saying what? Saying email is required. Okay, now we say email is equal to self dot normalize email. Then we say email, okay? Next, we say user. Remember, this user is a variable. Is equal to self dot model. Okay. We say email is equal to email. Then we come back user dot set underscore password. Okay. Then we say password. Sorry, in email, we are going to call our extra fields, okay? Extra fields. We say user dot save, okay? Using is equal to what? Self dot underscore db. When we are done, we say return user, okay? Please pay close attention. If I'm speeding, please try to slow me down, okay? We want to add super user. Be warned. You don't do this on a real life project when creating authentication for your users. You don't allow users to automatically choose if they are an admin or not. This is just for educational purposes, please. It's advisable for you to create a normal user authentication, and now as an admin, you can now create your own code that can promote or demote a user. Thank you. Create super user. We say self, comma, email, okay, password. Now, extra fields, underscore, fields. Say extra fields, okay? dot set default is underscore staff. By default is false, okay? We also say extra fields dot set default, okay, is underscore super user. By default is also false, okay? Now we say return self, okay, dot create user. We are talking about this create user, okay? Email, comma, password, okay? Now extra fields. I believe we are on the right track. A little recap. We created this, okay? Both email, password, and extra fields. Then we check if it's not email, okay? Now we come back, we say email equal to normalize email. Now self.model email equal to email. Then we call our extra fields. We say user.set password, okay? The password. Then we make use of saving. Then we grab self underscore db. Then we are returning the user. That means everything has worked out successfully. Now we want to implement super user and staff, okay? That's why you are seeing this line of code. This code is responsible for super user and staff. If you have done all this, congratulations. Now we are going to create our model, okay? We say class. We are going to call it custom user, okay? Custom user. What are we going to do here? We say email is equal to model dot email field. Is going to be unique because we don't want two people to have the same email to avoid conflict. Okay, we say first underscore name is equal to models, okay, dot. We want the mask length to be 200. We are going to say last underscore name, okay, equal to models dot. The same mask will be 200. Feel free to add any distance of your choice, okay? We are going to say is underscore active is going to have a boolean. Remember, it's either true or false. Default will be true because when you are registering, that means you are active, okay? Is underscore staff equal to dot is also boolean, okay? Default is false, okay? Because by default you are not a staff. Is underscore super user, okay? By default, sorry, equal to models dot also boolean field. By default is also false because by default you are not a super user. We are going to look for date underscore joined is equal to models dot date time field, we are going to say default is time zone dot now. Okay, we say object is equal to customer manager. Remember, this custom user manager, we are referring to this. Okay, you say user name underscore field is equal to email. That means Django default login is always username. We want to use email. We say require fields equal to first underscore name, last underscore name. Okay? I believe you are with me. We say return self dot email. Okay? Now we are done over here, unless if we encounter any error, we can still come back here. Now we are going to create a file. Okay, we are going to create a file on the same custom auth app. Create a file and name your file auth underscore backend dot py. Okay. In this place, we are going to do a few imports. We are going to import dot auth dot backend. We want to import base backend. In the same, we also want to do a few imports. Get backend. Okay. We also want to import get user. We may use it, we may not use it. User models. Okay. Just follow me. Let's call it email backend. Okay. Self, comma. Let's say request. I don't think we'll use it, but let me, in case we are going to use it, email is equal to none. And password equal to none. User is capital, U is capital, the first alphabet is capital. User equal to get user model. Okay. Let us put this in a try catch. We say try user small letters equal to user first capital. We are referring to this user. Okay. Is equal to this user dot object dot get. What are we going to get? We say email. Okay. Is equal to email. Now we are going to check. We say if user dot check password. Okay. Now If user.check password, then we are going to return, we are returning the user. Except, okay, user dot does not, okay, does not exist. Now we can return none, okay? Please be careful. Python is always case sensitive. Watch what I'm doing, please. Get user, okay? Self, we say user underscore ID. We are going to use this. We say user, first capital, okay? It's equal to get. We are referring to the model. Let us say try, okay? Return user dot object dot get. What are you getting? We say pk is equal to user underscore ID, okay? Now we say except user dot does not exist, then we return what? We return none. Congratulations if you have made it to this point. A little recap after the importing of all this. Now we created a class called email backend. Okay, now we go through the whole thing. We implemented the models. We handle exception. What next are we going to do? We are now going to go to our settings.py. On our settings.py, what are we going to say? Open up the Django custom auth settings.py. Let us do it below. Auth underscore user underscore model, okay, equal to what? We are going to start by using our app, custom auth app. We are going to say custom auth app. Please make sure it matches the exact name of your app. If not, it will throw an error. Dot what? If you come to our model, we are now going to refer to custom user. We are now referring to custom user. Dot custom user. Now we have configured our model, telling the Django that this is what we want to use. Secondly, we say authenticate authentication, okay, underscore back end, okay, equal to authentication underscore backends, all in caps, please, followed by our app name. We call it custom auth app dot the name of the file we created. We call it auth underscore back end, okay? Check. If not, it will throw an error. Now what next? We are now going to call this email backend, okay? I will say dot email backend. If everything works, we are going to run our migration. I believe we may not get an error, but if we get an error, we will come back and figure it out. Now, I say py. Remember, I told you that I will be using py instead of Python. Manage .py, do what? Make migrations. Hit enter. Okay, let me clear my terminal. We're also going to say py manage .py migrate. Correct. We have run our migration. Congratulations. Our next move now will be to create our form. Okay, we are going to create our form. What are we going to do? Let us come to our app, which is custom auth app. We are going to create a file called forms.py. Forms.py. Let us say from the Django import form. Okay? Let us also grab our model. From .models, we want to import custom user. Okay? Now, the configuration has just started. Let us leave a comment. Registration, okay? Form. Class. Let's call it register form, okay? It's going to be forms dot model form, okay? We say password is equal to forms dot. Now we are going to say it should be forms dot password input. We are going to do the same called confirm underscore password equal to forms dot password word input. Class, okay, we call meter. Our model is equal to custom user, okay? Fields equal to, here we will say first underscore name. These are the fields we will use. Last underscore name. Please pay attention. We also want email. We also need x underscore super user. Second, we also need x underscore staff. We also need x underscore active. Password and confirm underscore password. Do you know that thing we need? I don't think so. If there is, then we'll come back later. Now, we are going to clean up our email, okay? Let's say clean up email, okay? call it clean underscore email, okay? It's going to be self. We are going to say email is equal to self dot cleaned underscore data. Dot get. What are we getting? We say email. If inside the custom user, okay, dot object, dot filter, email is equal to email dot exist, then we say raise what? Forms dot validation error. Saying what? Saying email, okay, already exists. In case we don't have such, we say return what? Return email. Clean underscore data is equal to super, okay, dot clean. Our password is equal to cleaned data, okay, dot get. What are we getting here? We are getting password. We will do the same thing with confirm. Make sure the spelling is correct, okay, underscore password is equal to clean data dot get what? The same confirm underscore password. If subscribe to my channel, password, we are checking if the password doesn't match with the confirmed password, okay? Confirm password. If they don't match, we raise what? We raise forms dot validation error saying password do not match. Now, if everything works according to plan, we do what? We return cleaned data. Okay? Now, save the file. We are going to create, let's go to our view. On our view.py, we are going to do one or two things here. First, let's import redirect, okay? We have a lot of import we are going to make, but creating homepage, okay? This is not compulsory, but I want us to do it. Let's call it homepage. It's going to be request. Please, if you don't know how to also use class-based let me know. I can make a video on how you can convert this into class, okay? We can say return, render, okay? We say request, then that will follow the name of our HTML file. We are also going to do the same with, we are going to call it register. Okay, here we say div register underscore view. Let's call it register view. Going to be request. Okay, we are also going to return the same thing, and also we are going to render. For now, let us leave things the way they are. Go back to your, a minute. If you navigate into the Django custom auth, you are going to see urlx.py. In this place, we are going to configure our project for HTTP request, okay? For mapping, we are going to map. We say include, okay? Now, path. We want our project to be the home page, okay? Home directly. We say include. That's how we leave it empty. Followed by the name of your app. Ours, we call it custom, isn't it? Auth app, followed by URLs. Okay, .urls. We have not created this file yet. Save the changes. Go back to your app. Create a file called urls.py. Now, inside this file, we are going to do one or two things, okay? We are going to import, we say from the Django.url, we want to import path, okay? Remember, we have created some files on our view.py, but we have not really configured our template, which we are going to do that in a moment. Navigate to the Django custom auth, create a folder called template. Also create another folder called static. Okay? Now, inside your template, create another folder called layout. This is not necessary, but I like to structure my files in a way I will understand them. Then another one called pages. Okay? Follow me step by step. Inside your static, create a folder called CSS. Inside the same static, create another one called JS in case we are going to make use of JavaScript. Inside your CSS, create a file called style.css, okay? I think for now we are done over here. Inside the layout folder, create a file called based.html. Another one, we call it nav, okay? .html, which will be our nav bar. Remember, we are not going to do much styling. Another one called footer.html. This, in case you are a beginner, that's why I'm doing this. Inside our base.html, let us start our HTML template, okay? Please, if I'm moving too fast, you are free to slow me down. You are free to slow me down for you to be able to get the full understanding of what we are doing over here, please. If you are familiar with the Django template mapping, you know we have to load our static files. At the top, we are going to say load static. Okay? We also want to link our CSS. We call it static, followed by, we put it inside CSS / style dot CSS. Okay? I think that is the name we called it. Sure. Now we have done this. We don't need JavaScript for now, unless necessary. If it's necessary, we will do it. Over here, we want to include, okay? We want to include our navbar, which is located at layout / we call it nav.html. I think I'm right. Secondly, we also want to include our footer. Include layout / footer.html. I want us to just create a div, okay? Inside this div, we want to, here is where our code will be. Block, we are going to call it content. Make sure you remember the name you are calling it. Over here, we want to do what? We want to say end block, okay? We want our pages to be dynamic, the title. Here we are going to say block. Let's call it title, okay? We are also going to end block. Save the changes. Now, if you have made it to this point, believe me, congratulations. You have really done well. Inside our pages, create a file called, let's call it home.html. Inside this home, we are going to say extend. Okay? What do we want to extend? Layouts / based.html. I think we are correct. We also need our title, okay? Block. We call it title. We also need to end the block. We say end block. The title will be here, will be homepage. Okay, homepage. If we are going to do anything over here, we can also say block. We call it content. Over here, we can as well do what? End block. In this content, we want to do one or two things over here. Let's just call it a div. Okay, close the div. Inside the div, let's give it a class. Let's call it container. Believe me, I'm not going to do more styling, okay? Inside this container, we'll have h1. We say welcome, okay, to our home page, okay? The h1 has ended. You can now save the whole thing. You can copy it. I'm copying because I don't want to continue repeating myself. Let's create login, okay, .html. Remember, we are not going to do any more thing on this path on login unless on the part 2. Register, which is our main focus, .html. We also need user underscore profile .html. We may not do much on this. It will be on our second section. That's the part 2. Here we say admin underscore dashboard, okay? Dashboard .html, okay? Now we are done with all this. Our focus is on the user registration. Let's call it registration, okay? Registration page. In this registration page, we are going to do one or two things, but not now. But not now. Navigate back to view, okay? View.py. On our view.py, remember, on our template, we have home.html. It's inside pages. We say pages slash home.html, okay? Now, over here, we're also going to say request, okay? Pages slash register .html, okay? Let us do the same for login. We are not going to work on our login. We are just going to do it because to avoid error when we are going to redirect. We can redirect a user. We call it login, okay? Here will be login. Login view. You can save the changes. Now, navigate to the URLs we just created, okay? Over there, we are going to do a few imports. We are going to say from .views, we want to import. We can as well say import, we use the word star. That means import everything inside the view, okay? If we do this, we can say import, then we say, that means this shows that you are importing everything. If we don't do this, then we can now start saying import homepage, then we can be importing all the things we are doing one by one. But using this means you have imported everything inside the view. We can say URL pattern. Okay, we say path. We call, here will be our home page, okay? Slash, here we can say home page. The name will be home page, okay? We can as well do register. We can as well say it's register view. Name will also be register, okay? We are going to do the same for login. We are going to call it login. We're also going to call it login view, okay? It's login view, remember? And name is also log in. If everything works according to plan, let us now start our project. Py manage.py run server. Okay, welcome to our homepage. Congratulations, okay? Now, what are we going to do over here? Let us now come back to our view. And on our view, we want to do one or two imports. Remember, we have created our form. We want to import from the Django auth, import, authenticate, okay, log in, log out, okay. We also need get user model. We may not really use it, but for now, let us import it in case we need it. For protecting of our dashboard, which we are not going to do now, we are also going to say from the Django dot okay. Now, okay. Just follow me, please. Dot decorator. We want to import. We want to import login required. Okay. Now we have done this. We also need. What do we need over here? We need to get the form. So we are going to say from dot forms. We want to import what? Register form. Now navigate to register view. Let's say form. Equal to register form, okay? Then we are going to say request dot post capital or none, okay? We want to validate the form. We are going to say if form dot is underscore valid, okay? Now user, all in small letter, is a variable, is equal to form, okay, dot save, dot save. Now we are going to say commit should be equal to false, okay. User dot set underscore password, okay. Now we are going to say form dot cleaned data, okay. Now we say password. You may ask me, what is this line of code doing? We are going to say here hashing, okay. Hashing user passwords, okay. Now we have done this, we say user dot save. When we save, what are we going to do? We say return. Remember over here, you can save and automatically log user in. It's so easy, only one line of code. but we want to save and redirect the user to login page. Return redirect. We want to redirect users to log in. Okay. I like to put things on the content. Context is equal to, okay, here we say form, then we are going to grab the form. What are we going to do over here? Here we can just say context, okay. If we save, we can check if our page is still working. Yes. Now navigate to base dots. We have included our nav. Inside our nav, let us create our navigation. We want to create a navigation. Remember what I said earlier, we are not going to do much styling, please. We are not going to do much styling. Here, let's begin. Div class. Let's call it nav. Sorry. Nav underscore container. Closing the div. Here will be our logo. It's going to be inside H1. We are going to call it Bright C Web Developer. Okay. Over here, we are going to map out our navigation. Li. If this channel is helping you, try to subscribe to my channel. We can say let's call here home, closing the tag and also closing our anchor tag. Now we can duplicate this, okay? Here will be register, log in, log out, user profile, one more, admin dashboard. When you save the changes and you refresh the page, you notice we have all of them here, okay? Now, we want to do a little bit styling, okay? Want to do a little bit styling. Let us close most of this. For now, we don't really need them. Inside our navigation, okay, our nav, let us call our URL, okay, the L is small letter. Here we can say register. That is the name we called it. Let us refresh our page if everything works correctly. So if you click over here, you can go to register page, okay? Now this will be logged in. Remember, we are not going to do anything on our login for now. Okay, log in, okay? The login will be on, okay. Our login will definitely be on our login will be on our part 2 of this tutorial, please. That will be logged in, okay? log in. Correct. Just have patience with me. Fasten your seatbelts. Okay, let's go. I want us to see everything clearly. We want to target, we are going to say padding is 0, okay? Margin is 0, okay? Now we want to target our nav container. Please, I'm not going to do more styling because if I'm going to do more styling, I shouldn't add this over here just like that. And this video will be long beyond what you expect if I do more styling. We are going to say here, background color should be black, okay? We want it to have a little padding of, let's say, 8, okay? And we also need the H1. We want the font, the size to be 16. Okay, I think that's all for that. We want to target our li. We want to say display flex, okay? Align item should be center. Let us come back to this. We are going to say display flex, okay? Align items center. Justify content space between. If you save the whole thing, you will notice over here. Let us check what is going on here. Or we have not linked our CSS. We have linked our CSS. Minute. Okay, correct. Now we have done this. Let's check what happened. The background, let's say the color should be white, okay? On this, if we remove I want to find out a minute. Okay, don't worry, I will figure out what is happening over here. Over here, let us say li. We say list style should be none, okay? It should have a margin of 8 ps, no? 5 ps, okay? And it should have a padding of 5 ps. Let's target the anchor tag and say text decoration should be none, okay? And the color should be white. We can also say the font, the size should be 16. If you save the changes and refresh, you notice we have this over here, but it shouldn't be on the center. A minute, let me find out. What did this? Okay, now let us move on from here. Okay, sorry, there is a little bit issue over here, please. The issue being that I'm going to cut off all this. Okay, it should be inside. Okay, it shouldn't be outside. I think we are now free to go. Okay, now padding is 0, margin is 0. We are cool. The padding, it's PS padding, is it too much? I want to find out something in a minute. Okay, we are going to say wait. Okay, over here we didn't close our div, sorry. Okay, refresh the page. Okay, now we want to stop here. Okay, we are not going to do anything else on this design, but come to your navigation. Inside your navigation, inside your register, inside the register, we want to call our, over here, we want to display our form method equal to post, all in caps are used. Okay. Now, in this form, we want to also see SR of token, over here. Okay. Then over here, we want to map out our form. We call it form, okay? Dot, we want to say ask, we want it to be as div, okay? If you save this and refresh, let us find out what happened. Okay, if you save this and go to register, you notice that your form is finally here. What are we going to do? We need to style our form a little. Okay, over here we want to I want to call the button. Here we are going to say register. Then we are going to close the button. Okay. Below this, I want us to check login. To say login in case the user is having an account. Here we are going to say already has an account. Log in. Okay. If you save these changes, you refresh the page, you see we are already has an account. We are going to style it in a moment. Come back to your style. We are going to start this. We are going to say the color should be black. Okay. Yes. Now we want to target our form. Okay. We want to say form. We want to say display flex. Okay. and we want the flex direction to be column. We also want to give a width, okay? The width should be 60% of the page. I'm not going to do any more styling. We are going to say margin up and down should be 40 and auto. If you save the changes, you refresh, you notice it's here. Don't worry about the big of the distance. If we say 40, correct, don't worry. Now, let's go. We are going to say boss shadow, okay? We want it to have 7 PS, 30, 30, minus 20, okay? I think I'm okay with this. Now, we want to target the inputs, okay? We want the weight to be 80% of the. I'm okay with this. Over here, let's say padding should be 20, okay? And we also want border radius to be 10 PS. We wanted to have a padding of 8, a padding of 6, okay? If we save the changes, I think we're okay. We want let's check here. Let's grab our div form, div, let's say display flex, okay? Flex direction should be column, okay? Okay, now we also want a little gap, okay, between them. We can say, sorry, gap. Let's give it to 3 PS. Now we want to target our button, okay? We say the button over here, we want the background color to be black, and we want it to also have a pattern of 5, and we also need to be cursor to be pointer. What next? We also want the color to be white. We want the font size to be 16, okay? If we save and refresh, now everything is working according to plan. We also want it to have a little bit margin top to be 10, okay, so that there will be space. We want the space over here. Okay, I think everything is working according to plan. We also want this. We need to come back here. Let's target this and display flex, okay? The flex direction should be column. Want to put everything in order. Over here, we are going to, if we target this, we can say test align should be center. Correct. Now, we want to log in and see what happened. If you go to view, you notice we have done all the necessary things we need to do over here. We can log in, and if everything works very well, we'll be redirected to a login screen. Let us try it and see. My login, I'm going to say Bright, okay. My last name, Wazo, okay. My email address, I'm using admin1, is a super user, yes. Is a staff, yes. Password and confirm password. Confirm password. Let me hit login. Correct. It has brought us to a login screen. If you have made it to this point, congratulations. This will be the end of our part 1 tutorial. On the part 2, we are going to implement login section, and we are going to also implement logout and securing the dashboard. On the part 2, you are not just going to master login, you are going to see how to secure a admin page and also a user page. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Smash the like button. On this channel, you have a lot to learn. Fasten your seatbelt and wait for the part 1 and wait for the part 2. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome to the Django custom authentication part 2. On this part 2, we are going to work on our user login, securing admin dashboard and user dashboard, and logout. Fasten your seatbelt. Let us start working on the part 2 of this project. If you are watching on TikTok, Instagram, the link to this tutorial will be on the description below, which is my YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, we are going to navigate into our form. Remember, we have completed our user registration, where user can register. You can register as either as a super user or just a normal user. We have also started working on our login. As you can see, nothing is there yet. So come to your form. In your form below, we are going to say user, okay, log in form, okay. So it's going to be class, we are going to call it login form, and it's going to be forms dot what dot form, okay. Now we are going to say email should be equal to forms, okay, dot email field, okay. Now we are going to say password is going to be forms, okay, dots, and it's going to be what forms dot password input. Now we are done with this. The next thing we are going to do is for you to navigate into view, okay. On our view.py, we are going to import our login form. We are going to call it login form. Now over here we are going to say form should be equal to login form. So it's going to have request dot capital post or none, okay. Now we can automatically add it over here. So we can say here form, okay, then we call our form over here. If we have done this, the next thing to do is for us to navigate into our file. We are going to call our login form, but because we have started our registration, we are just going to copy the registration. It's just one or two things we are going to change. Everything will remain the same. Here will be log in, okay? To avoid wasting time, here will be log in, and here will be don't have an account, don't have an account. Then you can do what? You can register. Here we are going to say register. So over here we are going to say register. If you save the changes and now you refresh, you will notice we now have our login, okay? So if you click here, you can navigate to register, and you click here, you will navigate to login. Okay, come back to your view.py, okay? On the view.py, let us say if, okay, if form dot is underscore valid, okay, then we are going to do what? If it's valid, now we say email is equal to form dot clean data, okay, then we want to get the email. Please follow me step by step. We say password equal to form, okay, dot clean data. Then we want to also grab the password, okay. After taking the two, we are going to say user, okay, user equal to authenticate, okay, user equal to authenticate. Then we are going to say request, okay, we take the email, it should be equal to email, then we take the password, which will as well be equal to password. Now we want to validate and check. We say if user, okay, we are checking if we have a user, then we can now do what? We can now say, okay, we have logged in. In this place, you can also say if user is not, okay, if user, then we can proceed and say log in, okay. Then we say request. It's like my okay is being too much. Then we say user. We can as well say S. Now we can return and also redirect you back to login. We can call the error and say error. We can say invalid. credential. Okay. Now we have done this, we can as well check, are you a normal user or you are a super user? We can as well check this. If you are a normal user, then we can say, okay, you are a normal user. If you are not a normal user, we can as well say you are not a normal user. So let us do this. So let us check this. We are going to say if user dot is underscore what? Super user. We are checking if you are a super user. We can say return, redirect the user to what? Now we can go to add pages, admin. Let us say admin. I think that's what we called it. Let us verify over here. Okay, we have not really included our admin dashboard. We can call it admin for now. But before we do that, we will get an error over here. Issue being that we needed to do it over here. We are going to say over here, if user dot is underscore super user. Now we can return redirect. Let's just call here admin. Why did I say we will get an error over there? When you place it above this login, that means it will authenticate you as long as the credentials are correct and you are a super user. The login will not be initiated. That means you can still navigate to admin dashboard, but the system will not recognize that you have logged in because this login is below, so it should be above. That means this is supposed to be executed before this. Do you get it? Over here we can say S, then we return, then we redirect you. That means you are a normal what? We can redirect you to profile. That means you are a normal user. We have not created these two pages yet. We are going to do that without wasting much time. User profile. We are going to say request now we are going to say request. We are going to say return, okay, render pages. Which name did we call it? We call it user. We say user underscore what? Profile. Without wasting much time, we are going to duplicate this. I don't want this to keep long. We are going to call it admin dashboard. Please, if you are watching me and you have not watched the part 1 of this tutorial, you won't be able to understand what we are doing. I advise you to watch the part 1 of this tutorial. The link is on the description below. So over here, we are also going to call here admin underscore what dashboard. It's like we made a mistake. Okay. Come to this particular place, path, call it profile. We're going to be user profile. The name is also profile. I don't want the video to keep long. If I'm moving fast, please do well to slow me down. We are going to go here admin. That means I will be in pro. Admin dashboard. Name should be admin. Save the changes. Now, what I want us to do over here, we are going to secure them. But before we secure them, navigate into layout, nav, okay? Let us call here should be profile. We didn't use caps. And here should be admin. I think so. Save the changes. If we didn't get any error, refresh the page. Now, if you go to profile, you will see nothing is there. What we are going to do over here is close this, come to your login, copy everything in the login, go to admin dashboard and paste them. Where we are going to call here admin, okay? Admin page. We don't need any form. We are just going to say welcome. H1, we say welcome. Welcome to admin. Okay. If you now refresh your page, you will see admin dashboard over here. What are we going to do next? We are going to now secure the place that without you logging in, you shouldn't be able to do what? To navigate to admin dashboard and user dashboard. We are going to check here. We are going to say at login required. Okay. Now we have said that login required. Over here, we're also going to say at login required. If we do this and we refresh our page, we are definitely going to get an error. Reason being that our page will not, our project will not know where to redirect us to. Let me show you what will happen here. When we refresh our page, we are not logged in yet. Have you seen it? Page is not yet found. To avoid this, navigate into settings. On our settings, remember this is our URL login. On our settings, we are going to configure our redirect. We are going to say login underscore URL. It should be equal to what? Equal to login. Remember over here, in case you added slash in front, make sure you also do the same by adding slash over here. If not, you will still get an error. So be careful when doing something like this. Open up this, go back to your home page. Now, when you click on this, it will bring you to login. Here, it will still maintain the login. Okay? Now we are done with this, we can as well log in. As you can see, it brought us to admin dashboard. We are going to check if really are you a super user. If you're not a super user, we shouldn't allow you to do what? To navigate into admin dashboard, even if you have logged in. If you have logged in, you are not a super user, you shouldn't navigate to admin dashboard. How are we going to solve this problem? Come to your view. In your admin dashboard, we can say checking if you are a super user. Okay, we can come here, we say if not, request dot user dot is underscore what? Super user. Now we can return and redirect you. We are going to redirect you to what? To the user profile. Over here, we want to redirect you to the user profile. That means before you can come to this place, you have already logged in. If not, we would have checked, are you authenticated? But this line of code has already validated that. Before you can now come to this area, that means you have been authenticated. If you are not an admin, push this person back to what? Profile page. Let us refresh our page and check. We are still there. Reason being that we are an admin. Remember, on our part 1 of this tutorial, we registered as an administrator of the page. We are now going to implement our logout. On our logout, we are going to call it logout underscore view. It should be equal to request. Then we are going to call logout. If you remember, we imported this logout. Follow me. If you remember, we got the logout from this. Now, after we have logged out, what should we do? Then we want to return and redirect the user to what? To login page. We are not yet done. Navigate into urls.py. Path. We are going to call it logout, and it's going to be logout view, and the name should also be logout. Save the changes. Next thing we are going to do over here is very simple. One, we are now going to check, have you logged in? If you have logged in, we shouldn't be seeing register and log out and log in, okay? We should only see logout. Navigate into your layout, navbar. Over here, we are going to check if you are logged in. What should we do? We say if user dot is what? Underscore authenticated. That means if you are authenticated, what should we do? If you are authenticated, then we shouldn't see anything but log out. In this case, we are going to simply come below and say S we want to see this, then we can now say end if, okay? We want to remove log out and the dashboard. We are bringing them to this place. If you save the changes, over here, we are calling our log out. We say URL. We call log out. If we refresh our page, you will notice we can now see logout, admin dashboard, and it. But it is not healthy. We're also going to check, are you an admin? If you're an admin, you should see admin dashboard. If you're not an admin, I don't think there is any need for you to see it. The same applies to the user profile. If you're an admin, you shouldn't see user profile because you are in charge. You don't have anything to do over there. To implement this is very simple. Now we have checked if you have logged in. Come below, then we are going to also check a condition, checking if. We say if user dot is underscore super user. So we are checking if you are a super user. If you are a super user, what will happen? Then you have to see this. If you're not a super user, you shouldn't see it at all. Over here, we can say S. That means S, you can see this. Now we can say end and if. For clarification, we checked if user is authenticated. If you authenticated, then you can see logout over here, which I want us to put it over here at the end. If you are authenticated, we are checking, are you a super user? That means, are you an admin? If the answer is yes, you can see our admin dashboard. If you are not an admin, we assume since you're authenticated, you are not an admin. You may be a normal user. So we will show you user profile. This, the simple thing we have done so far. Open up your page, refresh. You notice now our profile is no more there. And we can now see logout. Let us try to log out and see what happened. We can only see homepage, register, and login. If we log in, we are seeing admin dashboard. We also want our users to be greeted either with a welcome message that says, welcome to admin dashboard. Then this and this is your name. What can we do to achieve that? Navigate into admin dashboard. In your admin dashboard, we say, welcome to admin dashboard. We can over here append your name. It's just simple. Over here, we are going to say, okay, it's going to be request dot user. We want to get the user first name, which is first underscore name. If we refresh the page, you will notice it says, welcome to admin dashboard, bright. The same thing we are going to do at the user profile. Nothing to change. Now let us log out and register as a normal user. Register. I'm going to use Joseph. Last name Ayesu. We are going to call it user. It's not a staff. It's nothing. It's just a normal user. Our password. Then register. So over here, Joseph is not a normal, is not an admin, sorry, but he is a normal user. Let's check where we are going to be redirected to. Log in. Now Joseph has come to user profile. We say, welcome to the user profile, Joseph. Now you are no more seeing the admin dashboard. You are simply seeing the user profile. Let's assume you want to navigate to admin dashboard. We call it admin. You hit enter. You notice you can't go. It brings you back to user profile admin. Enter. Thank you so much for watching. Try to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In our next tutorial, we are going to work on Flask authentication. Two things on my mind, either Flask authentication or we are going to work on our Node.js CRUD operation. Subscribe to my channel. My name is Bright. I am the one you love. One love. God bless you.